Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I'm going to continue my video series in Common Core Algebra 2 with the following information. Now, first of all, what about these fractals? Okay, I saw that in the textbook, and I'm telling you, when it comes to these fractals, that is second-year calculus right there. That is absolutely second-year calculus. There is absolutely no way whatsoever I'm going to cover that right now in Algebra 2. You just got to swim with that on your own. There are some things I need to finish up before I present the fractals. The first thing I need to finish up is drawing you the dodecahedron so that I can take you to the conics section, and then we can start talking about fractals. Until then, you're just going to have to swim on that one on your own. However, I will talk about the resistor, the volt, and the ampere. Okay? Now then, the resistor was invented by George Simon Ohm. He said, wait, George Simon Ohm? That last name sounds familiar. Well, have you ever heard of Ohm's law? Have you ever heard of the unit that they use to measure electricity, which is called the ohm? Of course. That's the guy who invented it. He was a German electrician. Now, resistors resist the flow of electricity. They don't completely stop it, but they do resist it. In other words, it's harder for electricity to travel over a resistor than it is something else. Okay? The stronger the insulator, that's what resistors are. They're insulators. The stronger the insulator, the greater the resistance of electricity will be. When you calculate the resistance of an insulator, you use the ohm unit. Okay? Ohm units are used to calculate resistance. That's what that's all about. All right? Now, the very first battery that was ever invented was invented by Alessandro Volta. Alessandro Volta. Okay? Now, what he did was he took a couple of metals and he put them in salt water and he put stuff in between them. And you can look all this up for yourself. And when he did, it produced an electrical activity. Now, why did he do this? Well, the thing was, at the time, they were performing experiments on frog legs. And they thought that the frog legs were the conductor of the electricity. He later found out it was the metal with the stuff in between that actually created the electricity, and the frog legs just responded to it. There you go. Now then, what about the ampere? Now, ampere is for better. I'm pretty sure that's an Italian word. It's either a Spanish word or it's an Italian word. It might even be a French word. I'm not really sure, but it is a Romance language word. It is derived from Latin, and you can look up all this in the Latin etymology. All this is going to be in there. The resistor, the volt, the ampere. I'm just using the Italian pronunciation because that's the closest thing I got to this. It may be a French word. I don't know. The fact of the matter is that there was a guy by the name of André Marie Ampere. Okay? André Marie Ampere. The ampere, or the ampere as you know it today, was named after him. Okay? Now, this represents electric current. Now, it was this discovery that Michael Faraday used to create inductance. Then the Reverend Nicholas Calland created the first inductor coil. So this is your electric current. This is potential energy. This is the resistor that resists the energy. And once you comprehend all this, things get a lot easier. Okay. So, hopefully now that you are able to comprehend all this, you should be able to solve the math problems you're being asked to solve. Now, why is all this important? Because you're going to be dealing with something called frequency. And frequency is illustrated like this. Okay? And you say, man, those curves look familiar. Parabola, 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 parabola. That's why they look familiar. See what I mean? So, when you study frequency, you're going to study parabolas, and you'll use all these terms. And that's where all this comes from. Are you kind of getting the picture of why we have stuff like this? Okay? Well, that's it, right there. Anyway, that's all I've got for you tonight. In my next lesson, I will do further discussions of the parabolas. You know where they come from. They come from cones. They come from the conic section. You're now getting a pretty good idea of what's going on here. All right. I will tell you more in a future video, so I want you to stay tuned.